So let's write this down. That being our journey. So if people ask you, what's the 21 days about? Because, you know, some people, there are 21 days of people coming to meditate and to attract, you know, to create things in their life. Our journey is to raise our self-awareness. And for Tin and Annie and Jasmine as well, who's been with me for a little bit longer than just 21 days, we know how important, yeah, it is to have that self-awareness. Everything starts with that self-awareness. Yeah, so we can know so many things about wisdom, about, you know, gratitude, about compassion, and yet if we don't have that self-awareness, we don't know when to bring them in. Yeah, so it's raising the self-awareness. So start the new journey. That would be as well. There we go. That's our journey. So because it's a journey, it's continuous. And so that's why we have the continuation of the, you know, the 21 days. I'm just going to draw the 2 trees just to mark the road. Just to mark the road. And then our tree, of course, we've got leaves. Leaves. Yeah. Okay, so that's this is our journey. And so on this journey, yeah, on this journey, we're going to let's go straight into it. Let's get straight into it. Yeah. We're going to raise that self-awareness, and we're going to start with life being let's see, let's draw ourselves. Yeah, let's draw us. Here's us. Yeah. For this journey here, we've raised self-awareness so that we can grow. Yeah, so we can grow. So we want to raise that self-awareness. We want to create change. Yes, so we can create change. Yeah. And so, you know, in life, people say, well, when do we actually create change? We're used to being the same thing, doing the same way, sometimes, you know, going for the easiest way. And often it's the things that we know. And we sort of like, we like routines, yeah, creatures of routines. That's what we do. And so sometimes, you know, we don't change until there's pain. Yeah, until there's pain. And then sometimes we have pain and we still don't change. So we need bigger pain, more pain, or bigger pain. And sometimes we don't change with that. We need even bigger pain. Yeah. And sometimes we just sort of work with the pain, or we learn to live with the pain. Have you experienced that before? Where we're just sort of like, oh yeah, we can live with the pain. And then we don't change. So, and then we change when there is loss, when we experience loss. Yeah. When we experience loss, then we change. Now, all of these are created by the pain that comes to us. We let society, we let external factors to create this pain for us, and then we change. Yeah, and then we change. So when we change like that, it's like an egg. You know, it's like an egg where if you crack it from outside, you know, from outside of the society, from, you know, so imagine an egg. Yeah, we crack it from outside. We crack it and what do we do with it? We cook it. Yeah, it becomes food. But if it's inside, so if it's the force is coming from inside, crack opening the shell, then that's life. Yeah. But see, so we can see here when we have pain from outside, from external factors, that's like outside breaking in. When we change like that, we are food. So we are just as effect of things that are around us, society, people around us, for us to change. Yes. So we can change like this. We can change when with pain or with loss, or we can change with who knows what it is. Let's see, people who've done it before. Do you remember? Yeah, so everyone, do we remember what else can help us change? We can change through pain, with pain, or because of pain, or because of loss. Yeah, when we're like, this is just, we can't live with this. Something has to change. Then we make change, and that's changing from the factors, with the factors from outside, or we can change with love. Yes, with love. Yeah, with love for self, with love. Right? And that's when we can, I will draw that after, or we can change with love. So then what is it that makes us, that holds us until we have to break through? What is it that we can break through so that we can change? Yeah. So experts have said that there are 6. Yeah, there are 6. Yeah, I used to call it from the last 21 days. I used to call it the 6 layers of the barrier, but it's actually, so I've changed it now. I think it makes more sense. It makes more sense to me. I'm going to change. Okay, and I will call it the 6 self limitations. Yeah. So it's the 6 self limitations, and I'll write it up here because I had a comment of why do I write the title down the bottom when I should write it at the top. So today I'm going to write it at the top. Whatever works too. Whatever works, yeah? So this is the 6 self-limitations. Yeah, the 6 self-limitations. So what are those 6? That we limit ourselves, we keep ourselves small. What is it? Yeah, do you remember? If you do, just write it in the chat. It's okay. I think it's great. It's a great way to revise as well for those who've done it before. So number 1, Bin can cheat. He looks over to my side.
No, look, no.
Oh, really? Okay. Sorry.
Perceive yourself ordinary.
That's right. Number 1 is when we, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. We perceive ourselves. We perceive ourselves as ordinary. This word ordinary, yeah, that keeps us small, keep us behind. So when we perceive ourselves as ordinary, we put this layer, yeah, limits around us. We can only operate within this area. Yeah. Why? Or because, you know what? Because I'm not enough. They can, because they, I don't know, they're better, they're prettier, they're stronger, they're more handsome. Like I'm thinking, sees Tina like, oh, Tina's good looking, he can do the MCing. It's like they are better. It's this, this sense of I'm not enough. Yeah, that I'm just ordinary. So then it limits us, it gives us only this little space to operate in. And then when we need to be bigger than that, we're like, oh, yeah, it's limiting, it's hard, it's heavy. What else? And it limits our actions. Yeah. And so number 2, who remembers the number 2? So we perceive ourselves as ordinary. That keeps us small. Yeah, 1 layer. What's layer number 2?
Fear of failure.
Yes, our fear of failure. We get so scared, don't we? Who here is not worried about getting it wrong? Fear. Yeah. Can anyone say why our fear of failure keeps us is one of the one of the self limitation? How does it limit us? Fear of failure. How does a fear of failure limit our ability to live?
Because you're afraid that you are, like, if you do something wrong,
Yeah.
then, you would not want to try. You would not want to, just experience life because you're afraid that, it may be wrong. So it may be safer than not doing it.
Yeah. So because you don't want to get it wrong, and so you won't try.
Yeah.
You won't try means you won't take action towards whatever it is that you dream. And so sometimes it limits you to even have a go.
Yes.
But then also sometimes you have a go because you work up that courage, you have a go, and then you fail. So-called fail, as in you didn't get it right. And then you just won't try again.
Yeah.
Because you're just so afraid of repeating that failure. You won't try again. And then you know that, then you lower your dreams. You won't even, you compromise your dreams. Maybe I'll marry him instead. I really want to marry this guy, but he's, up on wherever, and then I'll just settle for this other guy because, I don't have to do all that, which I may fail again. I'm just, giving an example, but that's it is. So we limit our dream, and then we know that we won't have a go, and we know that without having a go, there's really no future. But because of that, because of our fear, we won't take action, and so we live with this constant, pain of, oh, I won't have a go, but then do you know what I mean? With that fight from within. And that's why this journey, we learn to be more aware and overcome these type of limitations. It really is limiting, and it is come from inner. Yeah, it's from within. Yeah, so that's the stuff that's the fear of failure, and that is limiting. And so that adds another layer. Now it's not only just I'm ordinary, I may fail. Yeah. And so number 3, who remembers the number 3?
Fear of judgment.
Yay. Thank you, Tin. I like hearing your voice. The fear of
I
judgment.
don't remember it, but I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, sorry.
Well, there wasn't a rule that says no looking at notes. Yeah, I did say it is a really good way of revising. And sometimes we forget. I go through so many times like this course here, and I taught it, share it so many times, and I still forget. But it's good when we can remember that, oh yeah, which one am I being held back right now that makes me feel heavy on my track? Yeah, because it shouldn't be heavy. Yeah, can you see the 4 words there? I'll move this up. You see it? That's right now. This is it's the best thing I've got. Apart from my family, people, thing. Yeah, this is thing. It's like simple, light, gentle. Yeah, sorry, what is it? Simple, joyous, trusting, and light. And these things here, you can think about them, and you don't, just when you think about them, you can't really feel light. Yeah, so fear of failure, that's the second one. And now number 3 is the fear of judgment, as Tim says. Now it says, fear of judgment. And if you think about it, I'll give you a moment to think. Whose judgment is it that hurts most? Think about
The
it.
closest one to you?
Yes. Yeah. Closest one to us. Isn't that interesting to use a more, a neutral word? Isn't that interesting? Closest ones to us, which is our husband, our kids, judgment from our kids. Who to think that we would think that they are the ones limiting us? Are you with me? Their judgment, that's what we think, but they're not really judging us yet, right? And we're already thinking that, and that's already limiting us. Yeah. So judgment from our closest, and that really, really keeps us behind, and their views, their judgment, and it stops us from taking action. Or when we do take actions, it's very heavy. And this one, huge for me, friends as well. I value friends so much. And as I was growing up, we in our family, live with like externally a lot more. So our friends become our family. And so when I do things, I still do now, I still have to fight with that, not fight, but like overcome my limitation of what will my friends think. Every time I do a Facebook post, what will my friends think? What will my friends think? And it's still, their voices still go on my mind. So that's how we are. Yeah, and that adds another layer on top of so when we take action, when we have to do something beyond our comfort zone, beyond that is new, or challenging, it makes it harder, makes it heavier. Okay, number 4. Who's got number 4? Come on. In? Well, who? On Jasmine's can't speak.
Yeah, Jasmine's got one on chat.
Oh, has she? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
my chat's open. Do you want to read it out, Tin?
Lack of
Lack of
resources?
resource.
Lack of resources. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job, Jasmine. It's a lack of resources. A lack of resources. So, the lack of resources, or it's or the prerequisites. Yes, sometimes some people can say it's the prerequisite. Let's see. Okay, prerequisite. Yeah. So the lack of resources. So it's more. Who does anyone have any experience with this, where it's like, oh, I have to have all my ducks lined up before I take action? Who does this? Yeah, I can see Annie smiling. I think Annie's like one of those. Yeah, if you have this, perfectionism, where it's like everything has to be ready. I have to have everything, and then I'll do. So when you're not ready, when certain things, you don't have, like, I don't have enough money, so then I won't start. I don't have people supporting me, so I won't start. But the thing is, if you think about it, motivations come from not having enough. When you don't have enough, then you strive to get it. Like, like Christmas or something, like a present. Yeah, you want that, so you save up, and you get it. And it's like, it's like that motivation to get to getting something is the lack of not having. So sometimes when you have everything, have you heard of stories or people or from people where they've got everything and they don't know what to do? There's no more motivation. When you reach a certain height, if you have heard of people from like astronauts, where they get to the moon and then they come back and they suffer depression because they've reached the highest height and there's no more of, I wonder what would happen if, and I will strive for. So there's no more striving for. So that's what happens. Yeah. So the lack of resources is actually not a bad thing. But we say, oh, you know what? I need to have everything first before we do. So that's another limitation. Yeah. So that's that. Now it's a bit heavier. Yeah. Now number 5, everyone. Who's got number 5? 5. I'm just gonna get myself ready because I know someone will know. What's number 5? Been flicking the pages. That's number 5. Anyone remember? Yeah, the lack of knowledge. So it's similar to that. It's like, I don't know enough, so I need to learn more. I have got a uni degree. Yeah. So with our work sharing, I haven't taught before. I've never taught anyone anything, so then I can't share. I've heard that before from many people, because you're a teacher, so you can do it easily. Well, it's true, I do have an advantage, but it doesn't mean that you can't. Yeah, just sharing what you know. We do it all the time, don't we? It's like if you were to sit at a table and share it with someone, yeah, you can just share easily because it's something you know. But then we say, no, I don't know enough. Lack of knowledge. Yeah, lack of knowledge. So this is really important to know. If we think, oh, I want to learn something else, I want to know those other things about the human. But this is really, really important to know, because when we're talking about self-awareness, we want to know, oh, where's this coming from? And when we can recognize it, it's easier to then, okay, move on with our life or apply other areas. Yeah, so we can shine the light on it. So the lack of knowledge is when you don't know enough. And then we think we can't because we don't know enough. Okay, number 6. Let's share with me number 6. Okay. Oh, this is different. Okay. Number 6. Yeah. What's number 6? Who remembers? Any messages? No. So it is also another lack. Lack of vision. Yeah. And this one, when we lack of vision, it's like when we're going somewhere and we don't know what to put into the GPS. Yeah. Then we don't know where we're going. Then we go round and round. Yeah. So we're like, oh, I'm going to dream. I don't know what's out there. So we don't take action. We think that because we need to know, then we take action. Yeah. So then when we think, okay, it's a lack of vision, then that adds another layer on top of this. More reasons, yeah, more excuses, really, more reasons to not take action. This one as well. And that makes the 6 layers. So on this journey, we are going to break through these. Yeah, like that egg, we want to grow with love. So we're going to break through it from inside. We're going to learn about self. We're going to raise that self-awareness, which is, we need to know all of these things about that. I'm going to share all the great things I'm going to share with you that I've learned that helped me so much, as well as help all those people who've come across it, so that we can grow bigger. Yeah, so that we can really truly be who we are. 3 here, because that's the wisdom level 3. You will know about it. We will become bigger. Our stomach will be bigger. This is representation of how much you can holding space for another. Yeah. And our belly button being the 0, that is when you go through wisdom. When we learn about wisdom, we learn what this 0 is. And of course, we'll grow bigger. Yeah. Stronger, we'll go further. Yeah, we'll go further. And we're happier. Oops. Our hands, arms. Yeah. And we'll be that bigger person. Yeah. So that we can live the life that we want, breaking through these barriers. And so that's the journey. Does anyone have anything to share in regard to maybe what is your pattern in terms of, I think we all have one that is the strongest for us. I think the biggest one is this one here, because I think in the end it's not enoughness. I'm ordinary, I don't have enough. It's that not enoughness that lead to those other ones. But if you have one that's a representation of the things that keeps you behind, or what you used to. So Annie and Tin, what you may have come over, you may have overcome already. You might want to share, or Anping might want to share. I can see you leaning in. Yeah, just a little bit share so that it sort of helps bring this alive.
Hello.
Yay.
Yeah, I have a fear of failure all the time.
You still do, or do you still have it? I mean,
I still have it. Like sometimes you want to do some investment, but then you have a fear that you might fail, especially if you want to open business. I'm a business person. I always want to open business, but many things you look at, the first thing you say, I don't know.
Yeah, so then that keeps you behind. It sort of makes the decision making process a little bit harder, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially you venture into something where you really don't know much. You kind of like say, a friend of mine asked me to open a restaurant. She's a chef, but she have no money. Then I was about to do it, and I put some deposit, but along the way there's other factor involved, and I say, well, I don't know how to do this. I better cancel the contract than going further. Like, you know, we lack of staff. The restaurant was there 20 years, but the owner start run them down. I don't know if I can rebuild them to, you know, with the local market, and that's a fear, fella.
Sometimes though, yeah.
And also the fear of judgment. I think the fear of judgment mainly from yourself. You say, geez, you know, your intuition say you shouldn't do it, but you still do it. It's happened to me many, many times. I should follow my instinct. When I look at the thing, I say, oh, I shouldn't do it. But then I rush, I still do it, you know, later on. It's the way I think initially. So it's a judgment of yourself.
Yeah, self-judgment. Wow. So you've got those two, failure and judgments. Yeah, I think that's with me too. I have it too. And
I have a lack of vision as well, because along the way, I just, you know, whatever happened in my life just happened. I don't plan for it. You don't tell me, you know, like I like freedom so much. You know me, like I like freedom so much. So
Yeah.
I'm not follow any plan. So I can't follow any plan. So all my life was just, there's no vision. I just doing my best, and it just follow the life.
Yeah, but then you end up very successful in terms of, you know, with your with some aspects of your life is very successful, yeah, in terms of creating wealth. So that's really good. In
Yep,
terms of,
That's
you know,
it. That's it for me. I got 3.
you've got 3. Yeah, I think who here has all 6? So I think I have all 6. Yeah, I've suffered all 6. Yeah, a little bit of all Vince's, you know, all. But being on this journey, I must say, I've overcome a lot. Now that I'm sharing this with you guys, it's like, whoa, I think I've come over like a lot to be able to do the things I do now. And I'm sort of like taking steps out there, doing the things that I don't think, like what I'm doing now, I don't think I would ever even dream of back then to do. It would just scare me so much to even, like, don't talk about it. It would be a no, never. Yeah, whereas now I'm able to do it, and I can see that's from these limitations here that I had back then. I still do, but a little bit less at a different level for different things. So yeah, so that's the limitations. So now so on this journey, we are raising our awareness so that we can break through that. Yeah, break through this. And if you imagine, these are like chains that hold you down. If you know, and then you're like a rocket where you're just naturally wanting to go up, grow. If you can just cut those chains, yeah, those chains, then you just shoot, you just rocket out. So that's the kind of feeling you will get when you are able to, you know, like get rid of these, erase them, or cut them off, or break through them, whatever the image you may have. It's important to have one to think, okay, that's the journey. Yeah, is to, so that you can truly be you, live your life, live your best life. Yeah, and so on this journey, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the 21 days consecutively. We're going to come, and of course, you know, let's not add any more pressure on ourselves, rocking up every day, taking notes. Like I said to Jasmine, you know, if you come so you can be revised, but if you can't, open your, turn on your camera, that's okay. And if you miss a day or two, well, you can try and watch the videos. Of course, interactions are great. Of course, having interactions, and that would really maximize your journey. But if you can't, let's not put any pressure. Yeah, just enjoy the journey. Sleep if you need to, have it on, don't turn it off, don't turn it down, and then say that, pretend like I said last time, don't pretend that it's on. You turn it on, but you can fall asleep with me yabbing on, or other people, the class is going on. That's okay, because sometimes your subconscious mind will take it in. But I think the most important thing is to remember that the one aim is to raise the self-awareness so that you can break through the limitations, to live your life, whatever it is that you are trying to do. And the other thing is to enjoy. I think just to enjoy this learning, because as much as we'd like to not admit, but learning in the past, the way traditionally hasn't been all that joyful. I mean, any one of us here had a lot of fun in terms of like at school learning. I mean, some fun, maybe perhaps with your friends, lunchtime. When I ask my sons, you know, which part of the day do you love most about school? It's like lunchtime. What I mean? So yeah, so we want to sort of, I don't know, I ask a question, I'm not giving you space to answer, but did you find that the traditional way of learning, would you say, has been sort of like that pressuring, a little bit of, you know, it's like hard, learning is hard. That's why you get to this certain age. And I know some people my age, and I'm like, oh, I've got a class to go to. And I say, oh my goodness, if I have to ever learn another thing, like in a class situation, I would die. That's what they would say. Yeah. So I don't, you know, remove that. It's just a journey of finding out about yourself, raising our self-awareness so that we can overcome the limitations and live our best life. Yeah, so that's okay. So let me just check in with the time. We do have a little bit of time, so I do want to go through the first theory. So we do have 4 theories that will help us on this journey. So I'd like to go through the first theory with you, and that is the theory of the light. So let's just, what I would do, I think we can go through this nice and do it properly. I was going to do a shortcut. I was thinking, how can I make this nice and quick for everyone? But I think this is important. This theory here is really important for us to grasp. So if I can have everyone drawing a house, yeah. So we're going to look at drawing a house with a roof. Yeah. You know, people say that there's, you know, we're like, oh, there's so many issues in life. There's so many issues in life. But experts have said that there are 4. There are 4 places that issues can come from. Who knows which one? Let's start with the top one Antip was saying before, which is, you know, like finance, our roof. Problems can come from when we want a certain, you know, stage or status with finance, and we don't get. So problems can come from finance. Yeah. And that's the roof. It can also come from relationships. Do you agree with me? It can come from relationship. Problems can come from relationships. Yeah. Have a fight with your husband. And it's like, boom. Life is difficult. Relationship. Oops. Where else can it come from? It can come from your health. Yeah. Health is good, but problems can come from the health that you don't want. Yeah. And problems can also come from your inner world. Can come from your inner world. So these are the areas that can come from. Okay, there's only 4 areas. Can you think of any other areas? Yeah, expert says there's only 4 areas. Why is it then that there are 4 areas that make sometimes we feel like our whole world, like, why is it that people in the world say, okay, there's so many problems in the world. Yeah, there's so many things that can cause problems. Just life is so difficult. Why is that? Yeah, because if you think about it, yeah, problems with the inner world, can problems with the inner world affect the relationship? If you have a problem with your inner world, do you think that will affect your relationship? Yeah, of course it will. Yeah, so it can affect your relationship. Problems with the inner world can affect your relationship. And problems with the inner world, can that affect your health? Most certainly, yeah. It can affect your health. And this problem with your inner world, can that affect your finances?
Mm.
Yeah. And this problem with this, and so it can affect those areas. And so with that's when problems come from the inner world. It can affect the other 3 areas. And so let's look at relationship problems. If you have a relationship problem, can that affect your inner world? Yeah, like I said before, if you argue with your friend, your friends, you argue with your friends and you come home, you're grumpy. It affects your inner world. Yeah, makes you grumpy. Yeah, and so can relationship problems affect your finances? It affects the ability to create more finances. Yeah, so there. Yeah, yeah. If you disagree, please speak up. Or if you agree, I'd love to hear from you as well. So can problems with your relationship, will that affect your health? Can it affect your health?
Yes.
Yes, I think, thank you. 100%, yeah, of course it can. And so now it can affect the other 3 and so forth, yeah. Now, problem with finances, we know, yeah, problem with finances can affect your,
Health.
yes, it can affect your health. Can it affect your inner world?
Yes.
If you don't have money or
Stress.
yes, absolutely makes you stress. And then can it affect your relationships?
Oh yeah, sure.
100%. Yeah, 100% can affect your relationship. And so problems from there can affect other areas. And so health is the same. If you don't have good health, if there is a problem with your health, will that affect your finances?
Yeah.
Yes, your ability to create finances. 100%. Will it affect your relationships?
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. Will that affect your inner world?
Yes.
Yes, your health will affect your inner world, of course. Yeah. Look at me. I'm not giving space. So you can see now it goes back and forth everywhere. And so now what happens with your house is full of this darkness. Yeah. Where in fact, what you want in your house is, what is it? What is it that you want in your house? Happiness? Yeah. Success? Let's write success first. Success, and you want happiness. True? Yeah. Oh my goodness, look, I can't spell happiness. I've got an extra P in it. Now I've got to, let's change that into a capital. There we go. Yeah. What? No, I'm getting confused. It should have to, oh my goodness. What am I doing? I'm getting confused. It was fine before. It was fine before. Because I'm thinking, oh, I'm ahead of myself. I'm thinking something else. Okay. So that's what we want. Yeah, that's what we want. We want success and happiness.
Okay,
Yeah, so
sorry.
now we have these in our house. Yeah, the darkness is full of darkness, but we want this. So sometimes we go and focus on just finance. Yeah, just finance. We want to solve the problem of finance. Yeah. And that's like, it's a house, but you only want to build the roof. You know, we focus only on the roof. And sometimes we're just like, okay, I just want to focus on my health. Health is most important. It's as if we're only building walls, but not have our roof. Yeah. And then sometimes, yeah, on this journey, we find a lot of people just focus on inner world. I just want to be at peace. I just want to be at peace. It's exactly like having the foundation only, but no house. Yeah. So in actual fact, we want everything. Oh, I just want to work on my relationship with my husband. My husband's everything. And then we're just like a wall without a foundation or money. Yeah, it's like that. So we want all of this. But what we do is then we fix problems. Yeah. And that is like, we take up, so the theory of the light is that when we have darkness in our house like this, when we fix the problem, we fix this problem with I'm going to focus on this problem with my husband. I'm going to focus on this problem with my finances, and focus on this problem with focus on fixing. It is as if we're trying to take, like the darkness, take it out. It's like that. Are you with me? Fix the darkness. You cannot fix. Can you see what I'm saying? We're trying to fix the darkness of health. We're trying to fix the darkness of, like, take it out. Is it possible? And I think like Tom from last course, he's like, you know, if we have 50, we just deal with one and then we'll deal with the other slowly. So then for our life, we're just going to run around fixing problems, trying to take the darkness out of the room. Yeah. But what we can do is, yes, Vin's whispering, can you hear him? What do we do, everyone? I'll wake you up for the ones that already know. And most of us here know. What do we do? Instead of taking out the darkness, which we know we cannot. Yeah, the rooms like this can't take out the darkness. What do we do? Hồng Vân, you want to try? Anyone Vietnamese like Thương and Hồng Vân might want to try and say, what do we do? What can we do? We can't take out the darkness. What do we do to not have the darkness? How do we not have darkness in our room? in you know, so that we can have success and happiness. What do we do? Have a go. What do we do? All right. Some people, other people, help me out here. Anyone?
Turn on the light.
Yes. So we go in and we turn on the light. Yeah, we turn on the light. We turn on the light so that we don't have those darkness. Yeah. If we turn on the lights, what will happen to the room? Naturally, it'll become brighter. Naturally, it'll become brighter. Yeah. So now we want to know, what's the question on everyone's mind then? What is the light? Exactly. What is the light? So let me see how much time I've got. 3 minutes. Okay. Well, I did say it can go up to 9:45. Yeah. So what is the light? Who remembers what the lights are? I'll wake you up. I'll let you have a go of answering. And then so you can wake up. So it's a light that is going to help us to have good relationships. Yeah. To forge the relationship that we want. To forge the relationship that we want. To have the inner world that is peaceful, loving, and light, so that we can have the health that we want, so that we can have the finances that we want. That's the light. What will give us this? What will give us the finances? What will give us so that we can create the finances that we need, so that we can have the relationship that we want, so that we can have the inner world that will help us to feel light and easy all the time, and feeling life is simple, to create finances and relationships and health. What is it then that will help us to keep this house nice and bright, so that we can have these, you know, keep the darkness outside? Do you remember? Do you remember? No? All right, fine then. I was going to do the easy way. I'll give you the lights. Yeah. So these ones, and I think, you know, when I learned these, I'm so thankful. I'm still like, I still cannot be thankful enough to have learned that, gee, you know, all the problems that I have in my life, even though they weren't that big, yeah, even though they weren't that big, it would be nice to not have to worry about them. And then for these, you know, really amazing individuals or people that have realized, have collated and say, if we have, as a person, so living in our house, there are 7 lights. Yeah, to keep, I'm going to draw our internal world happy, to have relationships that are going to bring us happiness, to have the finances that will make us feel safe and still allow us to live the life that we want, the lifestyle that we want, whether it's 5-star or it's a 2-star, doesn't matter, the lifestyle that we want, and help the people around us as well, and just have the health that we need. We need to turn on these lights, and it's the first, the 3 lights here. These are the tangible ones, like the ones that we know very well, because we can see, yeah, our health, our physical health, our material health, yeah, wealth, and our capabilities. And that's why we work on these a lot. We work on, this is the knowledge thing, you know, do I know enough? I need to know more, like that. That's there. And so when people who have these, we say, oh, they have their life pretty good. Yeah, they look like they're healthy. They can swim 7Ks. Yeah. They can do their job well. They've got the money. So what we look at is we look at their house. They've got a house, they've got a nice car. Their life is pretty made, we say. Yeah, you know, in Australia, we hear it a lot, don't we? They're made, they're pretty made. Yeah. But we forget that it's these here, the intangible values here. So some people say the immaterial ones here. Our wisdom, starting with the first light here, is our wisdom, number 1. If we have wisdom, we will be able to create these out here. Yeah, our wisdom, our inner state are number 2. Number 3 is our personality, the right personality that will attract people to us, people that want to come to us, people want to be with us. Yeah, the right personality. The personality that gives hope to other people, that has humility, which is attractive. Yeah, and then our virtues. Number 4, our virtues. How we are with other people, how we love, how we allow people to love. And these will help us to have these other lights here. Number 5, number 6, number 5, number 6, and number 7. Light those up. And if we have all 7 of these lights, guess what will happen with our inner world? Do you think you will go through life nice and, you know, flowing and and you feel the lightness of life? And the relationships that we will forge, if we have the right personality, you know, that is attractive, that is happy and kind and compassionate, and we're always grateful and we're hopeful and we're humble, well, then people will want to come to us. Yeah, we wouldn't have to worry about keeping our husband and, you know, and trying to do our hardest. It would just, who doesn't want to be with us? And so these 4 lights here are the intangible ones. Tomorrow I will share with you that, you know, that theory of materializing or turning the, you know, materializing the intangibles. Yeah, so that we can picture what these are, like inner state, how we feel inside. How do we picture it? Yeah. So we want to make them like almost tangible, almost, you know, into material, so that we can touch, so we know that we can have it. Yeah. So those are the 7 lights, and those are the lights that will light up, keep these darkness outside of the house. So our house can look like this, organized and bright and happy.